And so I hope we can, nudge the bill towards that direction. The member for Sheria.
Bodaboda plays a very important role in this country, right from the constituencies where we come from, counties. Honorable Speaker, that we are debating to put, Mr. Speaker, it must be tough regulations, Mr. Speaker, because NTSA, Mr. Speaker, in my view, I think NTSA is sleeping on job, Honorable Speaker. Why, Mr. Speaker, we have traveled to many countries, like us parliamentarians, Mr. Speaker, and we have seen the regulations and rule of laws that are in those countries, Mr. Speaker, they are respected. But Mr. Speaker, here in Kenya, the riders do not respect the rule of law.
It is due to that fact that we as leaders in the community, we have to support any initiative that aims to regulate this important sector for the youth. Mr. Speaker, as you know, this country has a problem with youth employment, and therefore any sector that actually goes out of its way to employ the youth must be supported. Mr. Speaker, you talked about the bill and members talking about the Bodaboda all the time. It is because Bodaboda, the motorbike business, is very, very prominent in this country, and it is spread across every village, every town, whether small or big.
I must say that the Bodaboda sector plays a very, very critical role in our country, not only in offering jobs for our young and very desperate people, but also in contributing to the economy of this particular country. I know for a fact, Honorable Speaker, maybe I will not be in this particular house without the contribution of the Bodaboda sector in moving us to all the places to seek for votes. I have looked at the amendment, Honorable Speaker, and the bill seeks to amend the NTSA Act to introduce, to establish systems and procedures for regional registration and licensing of 2- and 3-wheeled public motorcycle taxis. My starting point was, do we have a lacuna in the law, or do we have an omission in the law? And my quick starting point was the NTSA Act itself.
You'll note that due to high fees on acquisition of driving licenses, majority of them, they are just trained within the villages, and they drive the motorcycles without the requisite license. So it will be important for the National Transport and Safety Authority to look into the policies and formulate, come up with the policies which they can advise the national government on how to regulate the Bodaboda sector.
Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, this sector, because of some reason, it has strongly been exploited by some people. For example, most of these young people who do this Bodaboda business are exploited by politicians, the business people, and the criminals.
If you walk to the police station, the traffic sections, you'll find a lot of motorbikes that have been parked there that have been involved up in road accidents. It's not also lost on us, Honorable Speaker, that just even a week ago, we lost an honorable member of this House, courtesy of a Bodaboda incident. So as we move up on this, we need to ask ourselves the key question: what is the difficulty? What is the problem we have in the Bodaboda sector?
Desperate situations some young boys are faced with. They train within a day, the following day he's a driver and a rider, and they carry passengers to various destinations. So when you find them on the road, they even don't know the road signs. They don't know when to make a turn. They don't know when even to, they even don't know how to use the features on the motorbike. And that's why we find that we have quite high number of road accidents contributed by these motor vehicle, by these Bodaboda riders.
Speaker, if a Bodaboda rider is licensed, let's say in Bungoma County, and is carrying a passenger to, let's say, Busia County, where he is not licensed, what will happen to him? When he reaches there, he will be deemed an unlicensed rider and is bound to fall into problems with the traffic and NTSA. I have a problem with the issue of licensing.
The Honorable Makali, that will not solve the problem that we are facing currently in this particular sector. We need to ensure that the borders, because this is a key source of employment for the young boys, we need to ensure that we provide the national transport, the NTSA, provide them the necessary training.
Fundamental is the role played by Bodabodas in terms of strengthening of our economy. But however, Mr. Speaker, this particular amendment bill, I want to also echo the words of the committee that what we are lacking in this country is not the absence of laws. We have, for me where I sit, enough laws to be able to regulate our the Bodaboda riding in this country. What we are lacking is an enforcement mechanism, a mechanism that will ensure that the Bodabodas comply with the existing laws, but also police themselves also do not harass the Bodabodas.